Jeff Goldblum gets into a homeless person fight. The Back to the Future cast reunites, and this is literally the Back to the Future cast how they look right here in this little screen frame. It's the Anthony on Air podcast. Jay Sabs and Frankie C are here. It's so tough when you watch these reunited things that they're doing, like everybody's doing these things, but the cast of Back to the Future got old with one super exception. Leah Thompson looks amazing and is still super hot. Super hot.
Yes, agreed. She was it when I was a kid, man, and she still got it today.
Big time. Like that Back to the Future hit right around the time where we were like, oh, girls. And I don't know if it gets any better than Leah Thompson. Janine, was Michael J. Fox as sexy as a sex symbol for the girls out there? No, he's not.
Not really, no.
I'll tell you, he looks really good, all things considering,
He does.
He looks like he's doing great.
I think he's cute, but not hot.
What was the first like, oh boys crush for you?
Definitely New Kids on the Block.
Hate it. Hate it so much.
Hate it. I know.
Who? Which one? I don't even know who they are. Donnie?
I like Joey
Oh, Joey?
and Jordan.
Jordan Knight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He came back for a quick minute.
Yeah, didn't he have like a song or something, like a hit, like a
He
little
did.
bit afterwards?
Yeah, and then it was like, oh, okay, bye.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, like, I personally would not go see them in concert. A lot of women do, though.
I just
Like,
remember. Yeah. Oh, like you mean now? You wouldn't go back to see them now?
yes.
Do you think that
No,
that's
no.
sad a little bit when like all the ladies get dressed up, all the moms?
Woohoo, going out tonight. Jordan.
That is something that I have no problem judging people on. If it's something that I'm not into, I'd be like, "Ugh, why would you do that? But then if it was something I was into, I'd be right there along with them, just like,
Exactly. Same here.
oh my
I mean, I'm
God.
not judging them. I just wouldn't do it.
For them, but you would totally do that pathetic march into your old childhood days for something else that was big to you, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, I was obsessed with like Blink 182
Oh
rather
God.
than the boy bands in high school.
Is that right?
No, really.
Yeah,
Like I
but
never really liked Backstreet Boys or
well, I was gonna
NSYNC.
say that was the
Blink 182.
second. That was the second wave. Backstreet Boys and Sync. That was the
Yes.
Blink 182 time. New Kids on the Block. That was a little earlier.
Yeah, when we were younger, definitely.
There were no. That was the weird part. Late '90s, you had that. You still had that alt rock, punk rock thing going on, while Britney Spears and O Town and all those things were raging.
Oh,
But in the early
right.
'90s, you didn't. It was like New Kids on the Block and Milli Vanilli and Paula Abdul. There was no
That's it.
rock, like
Mm-mm.
presence.
You're
I mean,
right.
I guess like Motley Crue and Poison, and they were having their sort of last gasps at that time, but not in a major way.
Nothing for us.
Yeah,
Yeah. No.
yeah. I remember somebody. I don't even remember who it was. I just remember the shirt. It was like right around the time in the '80s where where people started printing like shirts, like
Oh,
smaller businesses started printing shirts, and they were so cheesy and awful and would fall apart. I think my cousin or somebody had like a New Kids on the Block shirt, and I had to just
ugh.
stare at their awful, bad printed, reproductive faces.
Yeah, like, oh, great.
Yeah, because the technology just wasn't there, so they look kind of like
No.
half melted.
Right. Oh, new kids on the block.
But Back to the Future was so like I still love that movie to this day, and it was so huge. Like for me growing up, I loved it. You didn't like that movie that much?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, honestly, when I was younger, I used to just watch like horror movies all the time.
Are you
So
serious?
like
That explains some. I can't say "Are you serious?" because my Siri kicks up. Are you for real?
Are you for? um. Yeah. No. I like those classic movies.
And
Like Princess Bride.
oh please, The Princess Bride.
I know. I know. Let's not even get started on that
Yeah,
because I'm sure Frank will come in right at the perfect time.
yeah, he's trying to get back on right now. I caught a little bit of flack in the comments for The Princess Bride.
Oh.
People are on Frank's side, which I do love and appreciate. I do like when people give me the business. Like, not everybody has to get along with me or agree with me. That's no
Right.
fun. But I had a couple comments from like yesterday that people were like, "Hey, that Princess Bride is good, man. You don't know what you're talking about." So Frank should feel redeemed today as we bring him back in. I was just saying, Frank, that people were agreeing with you in the comment section about Princess Bride yesterday.
Damn right they were.
Yeah. I mean, I still maintain my opinions. I think Janine's with me, but we had a few
You
audience
guys
people that were with
obviously
you.
are ill-informed and have no taste in movies,
Thanks. See?
and that's all it is. So it's nothing to be ashamed of.
Janine, what horror movies was Mama Phyllis letting you watch as a little child?
Not my mother, but my father.
Oh, your dad let you do it?
Child's Play,
I watched that when I was a kid.
Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yes.
Yeah.
all those.
Boy, Child's Play is not appropriate for why I watched
No,
it too.
it's not.
Why were we allowed to watch that?
Right? You know
Wait,
what else?
which one?
Child's Play.
Oh yeah, Nightmares for a Week.
How about Howard the Duck?
Okay.
Loved Howard the Duck, and
Howard
Leah
the-
Thompson
Me too.
was super hot in it.
Leah Thompson, super hot, but Howard the Duck weirded me out a bunch. That was very. Wasn't there a scene? I vaguely remember. Wasn't there a scene?
She had sex with him.
There was, right? Or they like make out or
Or
whatever.
Almost.
Yeah.
Kinda. No, they don't have sex. She's like half naked in the bed with, and I think she falls asleep or something. I think nothing.
Yeah, so you know what he did to her.
He's a duck, not a dick. But there was some scary scenes in that with the bad guy. I forget his name. When he turns into like this weird alien guy, and he looks all messed up and gross.
Again, not a movie for kids, but we were watching it. Like,
No.
there's so many things in there. I'm like, how did I watch this when I was
They're
little?
thinking of redoing Howard the Duck, and he actually makes an appearance in a couple of like he was in Guardians of the Galaxy, but he was also in the Avengers Endgame.
Was he really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, for like 2 seconds in the scene with the big battle. He's in the battle.
Oh,
In-
now I have to go back and watch that.
You gotta look it up on YouTube because you're not gonna be able to find it on your own.
No?
I still can't find it. Yeah, but it's there.
I feel like I saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy. That you can actually see him in, right? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And I remember thinking
He has his own end credit scene, I think.
Does he?
Yeah.
I remember thinking how randomly weird that was to stick Howard the Duck in Guardians of the Galaxy. But you're saying he's in Avengers Endgame too? That he's in the fight scene?
I believe he's in when. Can I spoiler alert?
Yeah, give people time. If you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, skip forward 10 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay, so when they all come back at the end through the portals,
Yeah.
and they're like there's this panning shot of everybody as they're walking out. He's one of the he's right in the crowd. He's just there. It's like a 2-second scene. They pass right over him.
Now, why is that? Is Howard the Duck in the Marvel Universe?
I think so. He was a comic book, but I think he's part of Marvel.
Was he? See, I never knew him other than the movie. And the movie just weirded me out.
Yeah, I think he
It
was
is a
created by
weird
Marvel.
movie.
It is such a creepy movie. Like, it is so uncomfortable. And I remember being uncomfortable during that scene and then like watching some feature on it like years later where they're like, remember this creepy scene? And it was the first time I had seen it since I was like whatever age when you first saw it. And I just got this like weird feeling. I was like, ooh, this is like uncomfortable. It was really
like a boner.
If only Leah Thompson knew what duck wieners actually looked like, she might not have gotten into bed with him.
Why did she even agree? Like, that was supposed to be a massive movie, but it wasn't, right? It flopped big time, didn't it?
I'm not sure if it flopped. It probably did, but it was in that time when they did actual costumes instead of CGI, like with Ninja Turtles and all that. And it was, I think it's another cult classic. I think it's one of those, there are people out there who absolutely love it.
Yeah, well, there are people out there that want to marry prisoners too. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it normal.
That's true.
I mean, we got to call some people weirdos, and I'm sorry, the Howard the Duck fans, you're going to fall into that category.
Hey, I'm sure they'll wear that badge of honor.
Janine, if Howard the Duck is on, would you go watch? Like, if you're clicking through the guide, you're going to stop on that?
Absolutely.
And you wouldn't stop on Princess Bride?
No.
What kind of mutant? Well, who raised you? No offense to Phyllis and your everybody that raised you.
You do not know Janine's father's name.
I can't remember.
Let's see. Do you know it?
No.
He doesn't.
You just said it too in the beginning.
I know.
How long
whoever raised you?
You know Janine. This is like a 10-year relationship, at least 15 years.
I am terrible with names, and I probably know it. I just can't think of it.
That's okay. Gaetano
Janine's
still thinks you're
name.
Mike.
I can't. I mean, it's Val.
Val, your wife. I just heard your wife whisper it to you.
You did not hear that, and I knew it. It just slipped my mind. I knew it.
Well, I think we should all know each other's parents'
Janine, do you know my parents' names? Yeah, you're welcome.
Your father's name is Mike.
Okay.
And your mother is. Oh, I know this.
Yeah, see? It's not as easy.
You people are terrible. I feel like I should be in this little thing, and I know everybody's parents' name.
What does it start with?
No. Because you'll get it right away.
Come on.
There was
obviously not happy.
There was a Jeff Goldblum. We'll give you time to think about it, Janine. You'll come up with it, I'm sure. There was a Jeff Goldblum lookalike homeless person fight that is trending on Twitter. This dude does look like Jeff Goldblum, though, which is kind of crazy. The reason why, by the way, in case anybody's curious, the reason why we don't overlay video, we could, but those videos tend to get taken down by YouTube. So that's why I hold up my phone and just show it to you, and then we just put the link down below.
It's just as good.
It's basically the same difference. But here's your homeless person fight here during the pandemic. The tall, skinny guy. It's hard to tell, but he looks exactly like Jeff Goldblum.
It's got some moves too. Boom.
He started throwing that roundhouse kick landed.
Roundhouse kick, I like that.
He gets another one to the gut in a second.
Yeah, well, because that first kick stunned him, and then he stops right there. But then he's like, you know what? I'm going to kick this guy.
Shot,
he deserves
That's a
it.
cheap shot. That kick while his back is turned was kind of a cheap shot.
Oof.
Now I don't want to call that a cheap shot. I call that one for apartments.com. That last one was just a little. That's for apartments.com right there. Free plug.
So what? Do we know what this fight was about?
I don't know. Maybe he was upset the fat guy was not wearing a shirt, because that's what upsets me.
Bum fights.
Yeah, but you'd feel like you'd want to not touch that person.
Maybe he was mad this guy was walking around without a shirt and a chain hanging from his jeans like it's 1994. Nirvana's not on top of the charts anymore, Spencer. Take the chain off your friggin' jeans.
Hey, maybe he brought up, like, bringing dinosaurs back to life, and Jeff Goldblum just couldn't handle it.
He walked up to him. He was like, Jurassic Park sucks, and that's how the fight started.
What?
Look at how high this guy has his hands up, though. Why do men think they can fight? It's so embarrassing.
It's so stupid it's weird to watch anybody fight, because you're just like, this is so pointless. Everybody looks stupid.
Nobody looks good fighting.
No, unless it's like in a ring with a ref, you look like an idiot.
This is the best GIF response I've seen from it. This is Michael Jordan during his Last Dance documentary, and That's him watching the fight.
Oh, that's funny.
I can't see it, but I'm assuming it's him laughing.
He's looking at an iPad. I'll tell you what is so innovative about this Last Dance documentary. The filmmaker, the guy's name is Jeff Hare, I think, or something like that. The director, he went around and interviewed everybody that had to do with the documentary, and then the last interview he did was Michael Jordan. And the most brilliant thing he's done, I think this is this guy's contribution to documentaries, is he would ask Michael a question and then he would hand him an iPad and he would let him watch the other person's response to the question. And inevitably, Jordan would just shit on whatever that person said. He would be like, no, that guy's a loser. I beat him.
I haven't watched it, but I can't imagine. Again, I think we brought this up before, but I can't imagine, what is it, 10 episodes?
10 episodes, yeah.
And it's about his last game or his last year?
It's about the last year of the Bulls being together, 1998. But
how did you make 10 episodes?
Because it flashes back. There's a lot of stuff. It flashes back to prior years. I'm telling you, it's so, and the music is from the 90s. Like, it is so well done. And you just
Morissette.
No, a lot of like the early 90s hip hop. It's like really, it's really good.
Ooh, I'll have to watch this then.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was that song.
I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a hole and a vein for the baller.
I love that guy.
Man. So you know the lyrics.
I do.
It's a really, really
they had
good
soundtracks. They don't do soundtracks anymore. Like this would be a good soundtrack to put out there, no?
Oh, it would be brilliant. Well, all the stuff is probably on Spotify anyway. Somebody's just gonna.
Yeah, but they're all scattered around. Give me a.
Somebody
the thing from the movie.
I bet you $1,000. Some fan will put together a playlist of all the songs before they put out an actual like album or an actual like playlist themselves.
He can't sell it or anything. I mean,
no, because all the money will still just go to the artists and everything. But it's really good. Right. Look, the story is super interesting. The Bulls won 3 championships in a row. Then Michael Jordan left to go play baseball. He comes back. They win 3 more championships. And the general manager of the team is like, before the last year starts, before they win the 3rd championship, the second 3rd championship, they're 6th basically. The general manager goes, this is the last year that the coach will be here. And if Michael Jordan doesn't want to play for any other coach, then he can leave too.
Ooh.
Right? Like, I mean, who on earth, like, nobody even really remembers that unless you, like, lived in Chicago. But who on earth going for your 6th championship, right, would be like, nah, you guys can go. I'll rebuild another championship team.
Yeah. It's going to be a little work.
Like, that takes some balls to come right out and say that. And
you know what they should do that I think would be a huge seller once all this, crazy
Corona
time is over.
Away.
Is, you know how in golf they have the old timers, have a league just for the old timers, like the retired people and whatever. They should have a league for the retired, NBA, NFL, NHL, baseball, just an old timers league that these people play on.
I bet you people would watch that. That's Jerry Krause, by the way. That's the booger in a suit. That is the guy who said that he could win a championship without Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson.
Genius.
So that's what the whole documentary is around. But you know what? You bring up soundtracks, and Josh Gad is doing this show on YouTube, basically reuniting old movie casts. And he did Back to the Future, and he brought everybody back, right? Michael J. Fox, all these people. He brought up the soundtrack. He brought Huey Lewis in and the other guy who did all the other stuff. And he was talking about the soundtrack for Back to the Future. And I didn't really realize it, but that is an iconic soundtrack.
Absolutely. The theme song alone. I mean, you hear it, you go Back to the Future.
Like you hear the Huey Lewis stuff, and that part is brilliant. But then the symphony, the orchestral stuff that's in there,
yep,
is like,
you know where it's from,
dude. It's like up there with Superman and Star Wars and all those big it's really exciting to see those things.
It's up there with what? I missed it.
It's like Superman and Star Wars and every huge
Yeah.
soundtrack. Like if you play it, people will be like Back to the Future.
Right.
Totally. Once you hear that, bah, 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 it's like, oh, got it. E.T. They're all these big movies.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't do that too much anymore. They don't have iconic. Even I feel like Avengers is a huge movie,
Deadpool?
but it should have had an iconic soundtrack, an iconic song. What do you mean?
Like the intro to Deadpool.
Is this a song that exists already? Isn't it?
Is it a popular?
Yeah,
I'm talking about like its own theme song. It should have.
Oh, your own. Okay. Yeah.
Like when you hear it, you think Deadpool.
Films don't really use orchestras anymore to soundtrack the scenes or create a theme for the opening. Yeah, there's
Those
more
are the classics.
Yeah, it's more of a popular use whatever's in pop culture. Use a real song, a recorded song already that's been there.
Right, and I think Deadpool actually has a rap song, probably called Deadpool, but it's about Deadpool. It's about the movie.
Yes.
And it's not as it's not as huge. It's but I think we should bring that back. Theme songs for movies.
Yeah,
that should be the next big thing.
I like the one from Back to the Future too, because then I know hot Leah Thompson's coming on the screen soon. And it's gonna be amazing.
Totally.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I don't know if I've ever met a Leah that I haven't completely fallen in love with. Leah Thompson, super hot, awesome. Leah Remini is in my top 5 of like all time.
She's really?
Amazing. Amazing.
Princess Leia, different Leia.
Yeah. I'm also going to throw I'm going to throw Taya Leone in it because there's just one letter off and who cares? We're just making this up as we go anyway.
Taya Leia, whatever.
Yeah. Taya Leia, who gives
Leia Tayoni.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like I name an ugly, off-putting Leah. It's very hard to come up with that.
No, we can't do it. There aren't that many out there that I am aware of.
Yeah. So there's my if you were wondering what Ant's top 10 or top 3 Leahs were, Leah Remini, Leah Thompson, Taya Leone. That's the top 3 Leahs.
Makes sense.
Good. Let me tell you something. I stand behind that list wholeheartedly.
Okay, let's see.
I'm trying to Google hot Leahs.
No, you got to Google ugly Leahs. Google any Leahs. I can't name a single Leah. Leah Michelle?
Yeah, I was just going to say her. She's okay.
I'm going to Google Leah Michelle. Who is she? What was she on?
From Glee.
Yeah, Glee.
Oh, she's okay. She kind of looks like Camila Cabello.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But they were all over Camila Cabello. And who is the guy? Shawn
Mendes?
Shawn Mendes?
Was that it? No.
Sure.
Is it? I'll Google it.
I don't know.
Do you remember just before the world got turned upside down, everybody was like, oh, Camila Cabello's boyfriend's really gay, and this is all just...
oh, yes. So it is him.
And this is all just like a ruse or whatever. And then...
Yeah.
Oh, Shawn Mendes, yeah. But now they're like stuck in like quarantine together.
Wah, wah.
I don't think he's gay.
Again. Oh, he's gay.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. From like the first time I saw him, I was like, is he?
I just remember like they were like, oh, he's gay because they didn't make out or whatever. Or there was like an awkward kiss or something. It was some really stupid, like trivial reason why he was gay. Like
wasn't it like, didn't he show up at the some kind of gala, Met Gala or something? And he was wearing some weird stuff. I don't know. I could be thinking of the wrong person.
Yes,
I don't know.
He was wearing that suit with the big hole
Was that what it is?
where
I
his
don't
butthole is.
I have no idea. Could have been. I don't know if that makes him gay or not.
But it's so funny. Like when I read the headline, like, oh, Shawn Mendes is gay, I was like, I clicked on the article, like waiting to be like, here he is with a dude. Like there's the gay evidence. And it was like,
I feel like
he didn't kiss Camila Cabello enough. Like that's not a real reason. No, nobody cares. He could be gay. It's fine. And nobody's, this isn't 1972 on the podcast. We're with it. But I'm just saying, like, you know, the rumor of like confirming it or not, like people are like, oh, he didn't kiss Camila Cabello, he must be gay. Like how do we get from one thing to the other so quickly?
But my gay friends think he's gay.
Oh, really?
Everybody in the
Is
world
right?
who doesn't kiss Camila Cabello is gay.
You got to trust.
Haven't kissed her, you're gay.
You have to trust your gay friend's gaydar. There's no finer tune to gaydar than
I
a
agree.
gay friend. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what's crazy? Going back to the Last Dance documentary, so Michael Jordan's dad gets murdered on the side of a road, right? Just like killed.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah. So for years, the rumors were that Jordan had such a gambling problem that he owed money, and the people killed his dad. Like, do you remember that?
I do remember that.
And so they asked him about it in this documentary, and he was like, he shook it off so fast. And when you see him talk about it, and when you see the people around him talk about it, like they're like, Michael Jordan has billions of dollars. Like, what gambling debt would he not be able to pay back? You know, like, yeah, is he gambling 50, 100, $200,000 at a time? He is, but it's not like he's running out of money. You know,
was there a point in his life where it was after basketball and baseball,
Never.
and before Haynes?
Never. He never hit a hardship ever. No. In fact, like they show you the early days of Air Jordan. He didn't even want to wear
Jordan.
He didn't want to wear Nike stuff. He wanted to wear Reebok stuff. And Reebok said something like, I don't know if we can make money with a rookie in the NBA.
Oh, what? They must be kicking themselves now.
Yeah. It was
Did they ever solve the murder?
I don't know if they ever did. I don't know. I don't think so.
That's crazy.
Maybe they did.
I
Maybe
think I know that.
Did you watch the entire thing, fam?
It's 10 episodes. 8 have aired. I've seen all 8 so far. So the last 2 are coming up this Sunday. But there's tons. There's so many little things like that in the documentary that you're like, oh my God. And when Nike went with him, they were like, by the way, at the time, nobody was really throwing huge endorsement dollars at players on team sports. Back then, all the huge endorsement money was for like tennis players or, track star, because it was like that was the name. And this
suckers.
Dude, and so Nike gives him like a shoe or whatever, and they were expecting to sell, I forget what it was, like $3 million in shoes by like the 5th year of the deal. The first year of the deal, they sold like $150 million in shoes.
Oh my God.
Like
and they're still big today.
And it's its own brand. So it goes to show
Nike
you.
go bankrupt or something?
I don't think so.
Something happened with Nike. I think they're not doing like golf stuff anymore, or I don't know, but
something
like that.
The point is, to your point, he has never run out of money, ever, and never even come close to running out of money. So
so that gambling debt thing doesn't really hold any water.
No, it doesn't. And the same thing with like when he went to go play baseball. The rumor was the NBA was going to suspend him for gambling, and they had the NBA commissioner on in the documentary, and he's like, look, does Michael Jordan gamble more than I'm comfortable with or more than I could ever have made in my own life? He's like, yeah. He's like, but it's not suspendable. He's like, I was not going to suspend him. The guy just literally lost his
gamble.
He lost his dad and he went, to go play baseball,
That's it.
But there are so many like great moments. Like, so there's this one time where he loses to the Knicks and he goes to Atlantic City to go gamble, and they just tore him apart. They're like,
really?
He lost the game because he was in Atlantic City the night before, gambling away. And he's like, they had a whole off day in between games, like all this stuff. So I just imagine like, you put that next to like the Shawn Mendes gay thing, and you like look at it back then. Like, we always had this problem. We just didn't have social media back then.
That's true.
Imagine
if we did.
It would have been.
I'm kind of glad we grew up without it.
It would have been crazy. But just to see, like, I miss Michael Jordan. Like, so he leaves, he goes and plays baseball. He wears number 45 when he's playing baseball. He comes back to the NBA and he wears 45 because he feels like his dad saw him play his last game, winning a championship wearing number 23. He's not going to tarnish that. He's going to wear 45. So he heads into the playoffs, and this player on the other team goes, 45 don't look like 23 anymore. And just to spite that guy, he was so pissed because he had a bad game. Just to spite that guy, he wore 23 the next game and scored like 1,000,000 points.
Booyah.
Like we just don't have that like master of the universe anymore.
That legend.
Well,
that can do anything.
Didn't they compare Kobe to him?
Yeah, they did.
It's hard to say because, I mean, like, we grew up with Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean, Kobe too, but Michael Jordan, obviously.
We were already. Kobe was just starting when Michael Jordan was out, right? When he
like one of
played
his
together. What, 1 year?
Yeah, one of his last years was Kobe's
yeah.
first year. Yeah, and a lot of people were like, "That's a handing over of the torch and all that." And the two of them played in an All-Star game together, and they show the game. And Michael Jordan is like, "I'll take the young kid." Like he was like, "If this guy is going to be the heir apparent, I'm not gracefully." Like I remember in hockey, like Wayne Gretzky's last year, he was like all super nice to Jaromir Jagr, and he's like, "This is a passing of the torch." Michael Jordan was like, "You're gonna have to come get this from me if you want it." And it was just in an All-Star game.
He was always nice and like very, not confrontational.
Yeah,
I feel.
And Canadian, that's part of it. Jordan,
Canadian there you go.
Jordan's not Canadian.
You're inherently nice.
Yeah, but like LeBron's not that kind of a guy. Kobe was.
Well, him too.
Kobe was close, but Kobe never had a movie.
That's true.
Like they never just gave Kobe a movie. So he comes back right around the time where he's coming back. They're doing Space Jam, and so
I feel like wasn't Kobe and stuff. Maybe not his own stuff.
He's been in like TV shows and things. He's been in some things, but like LeBron's getting into movies. But this brilliant thing that Jordan does is he goes and does the movie, and he tells Warner Brothers, he's like, "If you want me to do this movie, I need a gym to work out in." Because when he came back, he was back for a couple of games right before the season ended, and they got walloped, right? So he was like, "I'm gonna train and really get into it." So he has Warner Brothers build this whole entire gym, and he invites all the NBA players like Ewing and all these guys to come and play scrimmage games when they're not filming. And all those guys are like, "Wow, this is cool, a Hollywood set and all that." Meanwhile, Jordan was filming the whole entire thing and building scouting reports on all the players so he would have a leg up on them for that season.
Oops.
That's how psychotic.
Man knew what he was doing.
He knew how to win, man. All right, time for final thoughts. Frankie C.
Final thoughts for today. Let's see. It's day 4 million of our quarantine.
Yes.
I'd say just keep hope alive. Don't go outside too much. We'll get there. And watch Back to the Future because it's a great movie.
And don't talk trash to any Jeff Goldblum looking people because
they know a thing or two about fighting for some reason.
Janine, final thoughts from you, who did actually go through some of the YouTube comments from yesterday.
Oh my God!
Why did you put yourself through that?
Another show in itself. I was sitting there hysterical laughing.
All right.
Okay.
Can I share my favorite one that you?
Go ahead.
Oh wait, maybe this wasn't it though. Oh, hold on. Where was? Oh, I thought you tweeted me one or texted me one.
I did text you it separately.
All their brains are burned up. Is that one? No, that wasn't a good one.
Do you know what it is, Janine, offhand?
I do.
Go ahead, you say it.
So,
which one was it?
The best one had to be, somebody said, I think that's what it was. Our brains were burned by going to Toby Keith concerts. I fucking hate country music. I hate it.
What does that even mean?
Like, oh, we're like so country doofy daffy doofa, my dad and do da 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 do da. I don't know.
What? Wait, but how is that insulting you?
Basically, like, we're listening to country Humpty Dumpty music.
It was funny. Lisa, it was a response to somebody else. All their brains are burned up from the Toby Keith concert. They've definitely all attended every year. But didn't somebody call you homely or something like that? Somebody called you homely and you got all offended.
Oh, I got so offended at that.
I don't even know what does homely even mean? I don't even know what that means.
I kind of have an idea, but I don't want to say it to
offend anyone.
Right. I'm gonna read it off of Google
Go
right
ahead.
now.
Read it.
Yikes. Well, the North American version, unattractive in appearance.
Is that what
The
homely
British
means?
version is simple but cozy and comfortable, which is the definition I thought, as in
Yes.
one's own home.
Like basically someone who wears muumuus all day.
No.
Okay. Are you fucking for real? Do you even know who I am? I listen to rap music.
Oh. Yeah, nameless person on YouTube comments. Take that.
Where they go?
What are you saying? Homely people don't listen to rap music?
No. No. They listen to
digging.
Toby Keith.
You're just gonna dig yourself a bigger hole.
I know. Still though, I don't.
Janine, I just have to say this to you. You are so Queens, because that was a Queens response. Like I
listen to rap.
I can't be homely. I listen to rap.
What does that mean? I still don't understand the Toby Keith one.
Because it's like saying like we're corny. Toby Keith, he is a country star, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with you and anything?
Because I think country music is corny. So I associate that with being corny.
Janine said that.
I don't get the insult.
I didn't say that. Janine said that.
I said that, and I will take full responsibility for that comment.
It's all you.
I mean, I guess all music is kind of corny to some degree. You know,
some degree. Show me a good country song.
I know a bunch of good country songs. Yeah. Modern country is a lot better than it used to be. Like Taylor Swift's stuff. It's not really, it's modern. It's not like
hers is more pop, I think.
Well, nowadays, yeah, but when she first started, she was country.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who I really like, and you're gonna judge me on this, but Zac Brown. I think Zac Brown is awesome.
I tried to listen to like a few songs. Not me. It's not me.
There are a few that are okay.
He has a song called Jolene. I think it's one of the greatest songs ever written. I think it's so good.
No.
You're like, look up Juicy. That's a song right there.
Worthy of Shakespeare. Nice.
Who's the greatest rapper of all time, Janine?
Biggie.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's not even close. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no one close.
I can't even. By the way, it's like fighting amongst Republicans and Democrats when you start going like Biggie was so much better than Tupac. Like you can't even talk to the Tupac people.
Don't even start that fight
because they're like,
it's not worth it.
And I Tupac was okay, but oh my God, Biggie, everything he had was good.
Vanilla Ice, man, all the way.
You stop it.
Kidding.
Not being homely, Frank.
Don't you call me homely. Dare you.
Homely. I'm still offended at
that. That's so funny. I don't find you to be homely.
I'm so glad that I was not a part of that one.
Homely is like, to me, like very plain looking and like not like, I don't
like
even
mousy brown hair.
But I don't even think homely is ugly. I mean, people may use it.
That's what I thought. I didn't think it was ugly either.
Yeah.
No, I took it as like very like plain and boring and mundane and just like, okay, I'll go listen to my country. Yeah.
I was gonna let that one go, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I know. Come on, though. I should show a picture of my bachelorette party. What I wore. You won't be calling me homely then.
PG.
Okay.
Janine, you are going to have such a tough time when your girls are like 12 and like 14. And you're going to be like, I was cool, damn it. Like, look at these pictures of me. I was amazing.
Look at mommy. Look at mommy. Clap it.
Oh. You see?
Oh, my God.
All right, well,
That's going to be a great day.
we'll leave it there. We'll leave it with mommy clapping it right there. That's the one.
Look at mommy dropping it like a tot. Drop, 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 drop it like a tot. Drop, drop it like a tot.
There she goes. See, would a homely woman do this?
Right.
Touche.
If you made it this far in the podcast, thank you so much for watching and listening. Of course, rate and review on Apple. That's the only site really where that's possible. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you get notified. Same thing with Facebook. Don't just like our page. Make sure you're following and hover your little mouse over the follow button and click on see posts first. This way you don't miss a second of the Star Wars / homeliness / overgrown eyebrows that this podcast has to offer. Have a great day, everybody.
That's all
we'll
about
see
you,
you
Janine.
on the next episode.